And welcome to In Between Sets podcast. I'm your host, Caitlin.
And I'm Abigail.
And I think this is episode 16, which is...
Is it?
Yes, which is very exciting.
It is
because it's like seems like a big number. Allie, if you caught last week's episode and the week prior, we've had two guests now, Megan and Allie.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we're going to keep that cadence, guys. We're going to go two guests and then two of just us. Two guests, two of just us. It kind of works for us a little bit better that way right now because if you're listening to this on Wednesday, then I am 4.5 weeks out from my show.
Yeah.
And then Abigail is also obviously in school.
Oh, I'll be in my third trimester.
And she's in her third trimester. So we're both operating on 20% brain capacity.
Yes, this is true.
So it's just kind of helpful. Obviously, we have to be on for the guests as well. But they get to talk a little bit versus us just talking about nonsense.
But it's been a while.
Yeah, it has actually been a while because
Yeah.
we dropped the ball for 2 weeks.
We did.
that was a me thing. I was not scheduling us accordingly.
What's funny is I kind of thought people weren't going to notice, but
Oh, people noticed.
we're kind of a big deal.
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed. We're a large deal at episode 16.
Don't say large.
No, yeah, large and in charge. Yeah, I had a couple people like, "Hey, your podcasts are really helping me. Where are they?"
Yeah, I know,
I was
right?
like, "Oh, so sorry. We didn't
They'll
think
be
anyone
back."
would notice if
No,
we just took a little vacay for a second." But no, we'll keep them coming. We have actually some really cool guests lined up. And then also we'll just keep filling you guys in on our lives, and I think that's where we're going to start with this episode since it's been a little bit since we've kind of just been a Yap City all together.
Mm-hmm.
So Abigail, you kick us off. How's pregnancy and how's school?
It's great.
Yeah, it's
all
great.
Last week was probably the worst week I've had in a long time. Just like energy.
Oh, okay.
School plus.
Yeah.
Like I think the combo.
Yeah.
Because it's the end of the semester, so I have 2 weeks left. But it's like back-to-back exam. Like I had an exam Friday, I had an exam today, I have 2 next week, and then I have 1 the following week.
Gotcha.
So I'm just studying a lot, and I'm freaking tired, man. I am so tired.
Are you passing?
Don't come at me like that. Yes, actually.
Are you making A's?
Yes, Mom.
Okay, great.
Yeah, so I'm actually doing well. But yeah, it was just a hard week. I was just tired. Like I would wake up and I don't know how to explain it other than like it doesn't matter if I got 10 hours of sleep or like 4. You like wake up and feel like you're just exhausted 24/7. So
Same.
yes,
Same.
yeah, because you're ending your life and I'm growing a life. So yeah, last week was hard. We kind of needed the break a little bit.
Yeah.
And then I think we were talking about it a little bit before the podcast started. Just same thing yesterday. I just woke up tired, but today I feel really good. So it's a good balance because you crashed out and I'm high energy today. So
Yeah. Before when I walked in, guys, as soon as I set my stuff down, and bless our producer's heart right now, because he has not sat with us before. And I walked in and I just like looked at Abigail. I was like, I dropped half of my lunch on the floorboard of my truck. Like literally, guys, I was on time, which is like, if you know me, I try to do too much in a short amount of time. Be like, okay, but I can do this. And then I'll load the dishwasher real quick, like while my green beans are in the microwave. And then like I try to, it's habit stacking. No, it's just not prioritizing.
Oh yeah,
and just
that's actually a major character flaw of mine.
doing everything at once or trying to fit in everything. Like, and I was like, cool, I'll get in the shower by 10:15, like have time to do everything. And then also make my lunch. I was literally out the door at, I think, this started at noon. I was out the door at 11:40. I was like, perfect, because it takes me like 7 minutes to go over here. I go and I set my meal prep. I look back, why did I not have a lid? Like, why did I was like, oh, because I'm just going to eat it on the way, which don't do that. Don't drive and eat your meal prep. Anyway.
Oh, I do that every day.
Yeah, but I'm just, I have to tell the audience to not do that.
Do not as you say.
Yeah. But I set it on top of the truck, like, I'm not moving yet. I was just getting in my vehicle. And I go to reverse and then go to pull. And I'm literally reaching for it because I was like, oh, that's not a good idea. As I'm like kind of pulling off. And it just starts to slide. And I swear it was like slow-mo where I was like, and and it just like spit like tupples over, and I like it ended, you know, kind of obviously like face up on the floorboard, but like half of it, green beans, 99.1 ground turkey, blueberries, and then like yellowbird sriracha sauce, all on the floorboard of my truck, and like half kind of where you have the e-brake right here, like half in that little thing, and I was just like
You're leaning down picking up pieces of blueberry.
imagine. I'm just like, well, and just start scraping it
Dog
back.
hair.
Ugh, dirt and everything,
Ugh.
like just shoes, like scraping it back into the thing. No, I just like looked at it, and I just kind of was like, I think it took my brain a second to like register what just happened, because like in prep, if you guys don't know, like I'm on, I think 900 calories right now. Every little calorie counts, guys. And I knew that we were going to be in here for a while, so I was like, well, I need to eat beforehand. Like usually I eat at noon anyway, but I was like, I just need to eat on the way, no big deal. And yeah, I just walk in and I look at Abigail, and I just like I'm trying not to cry, because I managed to like get the floorboard, like get everything onto the floorboard or floor mat, take the floor mat out, dump it over on the side, like on the other side of the apartment, get it back in, and I just like eat the rest on the way over here. And I have no idea. Like can't weigh out. You know, like I have no idea, and I'm in my head, and I'm just going, do I make it like maybe half of the other lunch when I get home? Do I just skip those calories in general and just be like, okay, well, now
Meg
you're
would be so proud, because she did say no to the beef stick I offered her.
Yeah, and then she was like, do you want this beef stick? I said no. I was like so matter of fact. I was like, no. Like you think like demons are coming out of me. So I was like, but it's fine. And I just sat down. She goes,
fine. Everything's fine.
Abigail goes, do you want a hug? And I was like, I'm pissed off that you would even think that that's what I wanted, because her and I, one, never hug or touch.
Nope.
And two, like, I think I would punch someone if they try to touch me right now. And I was just like, she just started laughing. I was like, you knew what you were doing with that question.
Oh, I love that for you.
Anyway, I'm fine.
On a more positive note, though,
we're fine.
I just came back from an exam that I'm pretty sure I aced. I don't know for sure yet because I don't have a grade, but I feel very confident about it. But everybody in the class was like, that was the worst one. I'm pretty sure I failed that, all this kind of stuff. Yeah. And then I got insecure about doing good.
Oh.
So I'm like, yeah, I don't know how that went. So I'm like acting as if like I also did. I'm like, yeah, that one was really hard. Like
that was so hard.
I struggled so much because I didn't want to be like, no, sucks to suck. I did great. And like,
shit, I would have like that. I would be like, I don't know about you guys. That was easy.
Yeah, that was.
You ever like when you're taking tests and you go like it's like C, and you're like one of these is wrong. But you're like so confident in all of them.
Literally.
I used to do that a lot, and I'd be like, that can't be right. And so I'd go back and look at like B's or D's and be like, no, they're all C.
You have to rotate this. Yeah. No, that's like when I take my chemistry exams. Yeah. I like, you know how you have like 4 answers, A, B, C, D, and your answer's none of those. And you're like, this one's only 12 off. Like, it's probably this one.
This one's only 12 off.
So
whereas
wrong.
this answer's 34 off. So
it's gotta be
definitely
this
gotta
one.
be 12.
Yeah, that's me with chemistry.
Holy crap, that's funny.
Okay, last thing I'll say, because we talked about it.
Yeah.
I think we talked about it, or I brought it up on the episode with Meg. I can't remember. But if you don't know, I'm in biology, and we were talking. I learned that females are the superior race, obviously.
Correct.
Sorry,
Bryce.
Per my male instructor. Okay?
Yeah.
But I was laughing because we just did genetics this week, and this is a fun fact.
I love fun facts.
But they were talking about like sex-related traits that get passed down, so like females, males, blah blah blah, or anyway. Anytime that there was like an extra male chromosome, it caused like traumatic things, but extra female chromosomes do nothing, right? So like you have an extra female one, it's like, you might not be able to have kids, but like other than that, like you're kind of fine. You have an extra Y one, you're like mentally retarded and might die. And I was like, we are more superior.
Dang.
Can't be having any of that extra male. Any extra male chromosomes. So just further point.
Do you want to hear about a scientific fact real quick that I learned?
Okay, Bill and I, go ahead.
Which I knew, but anyway, there's I'm gonna really try not to butcher this, guys, and I'll come back with actual facts at some point. There is, I believe, a protein that your muscle secretes when you're working out, that your muscle like gets rid of and sends to the brain. And they call it the hope molecule. So maybe it's molecules. I don't know. That's why I'm saying I'm going to butcher this.
Same thing.
But it's, and I don't even really want to say the word because I know I'm going to butcher that too. But I've learned it before and I just didn't I guess it was just kind of a refresher. But your muscles basically are releasing something to tell your brain that like kind of like giving yourself like a pat on the back. Yeah. Like, hey, good job for doing something really strenuous and really hard. And so that's why it's not necessarily endorphins that tell us that make us happy, you know, after a workout. It's also this molecule. I know how it's spelled. It's myokines, myokines, something like that.
I'm in my first semester.
I'm not dumb, guys. I went to A&M, which could also mean that I'm dumb. Which could also mean that I'm dumb. But I was reading that and I was like, dude, that's also why when you do hard things after hard things after hard things physically, you kind of have that response, like you're triggering to your brain that I can do hard things.
Yeah.
What else can I do? Like, what else am I capable of? And so scientists have started calling it the hope molecule because it signals to your brain that you can do really strenuous hard things. And so it kind of starts giving you that confidence and that hope in yourself. And I was like, that's really freaking cool. So
that's biology.
Yeah. And so I'm gonna come back with more on that because I thought that we obviously love mindset here, but to have an actual like scientific evidence of what's happening all the time when it just comes to mindset and rewiring your brain and keeping promises you make to yourself, blah blah blah, like it's nice that there's concrete science to back that up, rather than just like, hey, if you do hard things over and over, you're gaining trust in yourself. No, it's actually like scientifically proven that your brain is rewiring to think so, and that's where confidence comes from. Anyway,
maybe I'll come back with the scientific facts.
Let's just talk scientific facts every time. Today's episode is over.
Confidence.
No.
What's it over today?
Told you guys we're 20% decision making.
Right. I forgot.
We're pros.
We're talk. Yeah,
we're professionals.
We're gonna talk decision making, discernment. How do you make decisions? How do you make better decisions? How do you make decisions faster?
How do you trust yourself to make decisions?
What to do when you have decision fatigue? What causes that? So on and so forth.
Yeah,
so.
I brought this episode up to Abigail because it kind of, the last episode that it was just you and I, and this has been a prevalent theme within it of.
Sorry, I'm just like confidence. I was so confident.
She was so confident on confident. You made a decision. You made a decision.
Go ahead.
But you were faced with what do I want to do post Marine? Like you were chewing on that for I think 3 years before you even needed to make a decision.
Yeah.
But you were just like, we can get so caught up and plagued in our decision making because we're like, well, what if I make the wrong decision?
Yeah.
And what if I don't like my decision? And, I think more often than not, I know that I'm not saying that men don't struggle with this. I know that they do. But I feel like men are also more confident in their decision making, just
naturally.
Yeah. And I think that women, we tend to overthink and go, well, did you account for A? Did you account for B? Did you account for M? Did you account for, we go in, or at least I know I do, I used to. And I thought that it would be a really great episode for us to share some light on how our decision making has gotten better and how you can be a better decision maker.
Yeah. Well, and I think the male female thing comes back to guys look at macro picture things, females look at micro. Detail oriented and things. And so we think through all these details for this one specific decision, and it puts us in the state of I don't know what decision to make. And I think we just forget that no decision is a decision,
right?
And it's wrong 100% of the time,
right?
And so I think that being shedding light on that kind of makes it more oh, you're making a decision and it's going to be wrong. Whereas if you just make one, you got a 50-50 at making it right or wrong.
Make it the right decision.
Right.
Even if it's the wrong one, you'll, either way, it's still a decision and you can make it the right one. Or if it is, quote unquote, the wrong one, there's always there's always a chance to get out. Like there's always a time to like course correct.
Correct.
So,
Yeah. And I think it's really cool just this specific topic because it is something that's taught so much in the Marine Corps, just like in our training and what I spent the last 3 years teaching candidates like how to do. And the Marine Corps does it in a really good way. Of your initial training, I kind of always explained it as they teach you how to make a decision, and then when you move on to the next level of training, they teach you how to make the right decision. So the first one is just make the decision. So they make a joke and say, "What now, Lieutenant?" It doesn't matter like what the actual decision is, just choose left or right. Which way are you going? What are you doing? And learn how to do that faster and faster and faster and faster. And they explain the science behind it and the process your brain goes through, whether consciously or subconsciously. Of it doesn't matter, again, like if you know that you're doing it or if you don't, this is the process that you go through in order to make a decision. So how can we speed that process up so that when you need to make a decision, it's faster, instantaneous and faster. And then as you practice that and you get better at it, then you can move on to, okay, how can I make the best decision? How can I weigh out the pros and cons, do that even faster, and make the best decision for that specific time?
Right.
And I think it's like important to kind of take the pressure off yourself of the right decision for me right now in this moment could very well be the correct decision. But 1 month from now could very well be the wrong decision, and it's okay to change your mind. And so when you ask that question about like I was chewing on what do I do next, trying to make this decision, we've talked about it a couple like over the last couple episodes, but there was a lot of pressure taken off of me when I realized that you can change your mind. Like, you can make a decision now and change your mind, and it doesn't equate to quitting or you were wrong before. It's just new details presented themselves, that you learn new things, and now a different decision is made. And I think we see that all the time. We see it in science. We see it in this. All these different factors come into play where what I decided right when I got out, yeah, I'm still doing that, but I now also have a child coming. So like the right decision might look differently because that's a huge factor, you know, and it's not quitting, it's just new information presented itself type of thing. And so I guess, I think taking the pressure off yourself.
What did the Marine Corps teach you about how to make decisions faster? Like, what was their take on that? Because obviously, like, like what now, you know, was like a good training tool. But you said the first step was they would teach you how to make decisions.
To make a decision.
And then the second step was how to make that decision faster and maybe with a little bit more accuracy, right? Like, so what did they kind of talk about there?
Yeah, it's actually funny because I laugh. Obviously my mom never served, but was married to a Marine for 30 years.
She's an honorary
and
Marine.
she'll even say it. So the first thing we teach is something called the OODA loop, and even my mom will say, so she'll be like something OODA loop, and I just laugh anyway, but because it's true. So it's just an acronym for observe, orient, decide, and act. And so you do those things continuously, again, whether you're aware of it or not, right? So you observe a problem or you observe a situation, whatever the case may be, then you orient yourself on that. Okay, this is, you know, the left or right decision that I'm like presented with. Which way am I going to go? Like type of thing. Then you make the decision. Okay, I've got left and I've got right. I'm deciding I'm going to go left. And then you actually take that step forward and you go that direction, right? So it's kind of like what we teach at like the very basic level. And it's actually funny because I always see veterans get out and then they go sell their leadership training and all these things with the stuff that we were all taught, right? Because it seems like so basic, but it's once you become made aware of it, it's super simple, right? And so like you're presented with this new business opportunity, right? You're like, okay, I'm observing this opportunity, right? Okay, within this opportunity, what are my options? What decisions do I have to make? Is it just yes, I'm going to do it, or no, I'm not? What are the second and third order effects? What are the positives? What are the negatives? All of that. That's all of your kind of orienting yourself. And then when you make a decision, you're making that decision and standing behind it. Like, this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to go full force towards it. And if it's the wrong decision, no, I'm going to know once I go
Yeah.
into the act. And then I can obviously go through the same process again. Okay, this didn't work. Now I'm presented with this new problem. Let me observe it. Let me orient. And then you kind of do it over and over and over again. And so it's just this circle of the OODA loop cycle is what we call it, of figuring out, okay, what do I do next? And again, the more you become aware of it, the better you get at it, the faster you get at it, the quicker you're easier to, observe the pros and cons and things like that, make a decision and move on. And I think it's also easier to, you're more confident in making a fast decision because you know if it's the wrong one, you can just do the same process over and over again.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like understanding that process does take the pressure off. Oh my gosh, something detrimental is going to happen if I don't do the right thing. And then kind of taught at the same time as that is what we call the 70% solution. So making a decision based off of the 70% solution is better than not making a decision because you don't have 100% of the information.
Gotcha.
So
That's smart.
yeah, like again, no decision is a decision. And so I would rather, again, with the business example, you're presented with this opportunity. Maybe you don't know exactly how much money you're going to make because of it, but you kind of have an idea, and that risk outweighs this and that. So, okay,
Right.
I don't really know, but I'm going to say, yes, I'm going to go full force towards that with the 70% solution because nothing ever goes as planned. Like you're going to have to go through this process again anyway. So just decide based off of that and then redirect.
Reevaluate all the time.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
If it's not going out the way that you thought. I think a lot of it too comes from people don't make decisions. The people that don't make decisions and they sit on it and sit on it and sit on it. Like you're viewing this, okay, well, I don't want to make the wrong decision. The wrong decision doesn't necessarily mean failure, which I
Right.
think is what I know I used to like be really afraid of. Well, I don't want to make the wrong decision. Like it's not like I say this a lot, but it's not failure, it's feedback. It's
Right.
feedback on what didn't work or what's not working for you or what's not going to work for you. It doesn't mean that everything is just like this indefinite failure or that it is a like a label or a definition of
Yeah.
who you are as like a failure, right? I think we overthink because it's easier to overthink a decision than to actually make the decision. And it's easier to get caught up in like the paralysis by analysis, just
The
like
irrelevant details.
the irrelevant
Yeah.
details and like the nuance of it, and then rather than just actually like committing to the decision, because that's going to require some sort of growth. It is going to require some sort of us putting ourselves in an uncomfortable situation to reach a new height. Like if it was the new business opportunity that we kind of keep reflecting over, like it's probably going to be hard, right?
Yeah.
Like it's probably going to be uncomfortable. It's probably going to cause a little sacrifice in your life, this and that. Like there's never just this clear, like, not always. Sometimes it is very much like, actually, this is a great opportunity and it's going to require zero effort from it. It's going to be, like, sure, we sometimes get these magical
Right.
laid eggs at our doorstep, but like not all the time. And so we go, well, I think too, like something we talked about in previous episodes is the faster we make decisions and the quicker we make decisions, the more that we learn to trust ourselves to do what is best for us and what is best for like maybe the people around us, the situation in itself. Like, but we kind of have to fail. We kind of have to make the wrong decision sometimes to really know and learn discernment and learn like, okay, I think this is really what's going to be best for me. Is it going to be difficult? Yes, but I trust myself to be able to do it and to be able to show up in it. Like the third step, or I think maybe the third step or fourth step, where it's like committing to that, like left or right, deciding, like I will trust myself to follow through on that and not just like, take one step towards it and then just kind of keep this other one in the like back of my brain, like
deciding is going,
yeah.
It's not when in this instance, right? Deciding is not like a wishy-washy. It's this is 100% what we're gonna do, type of thing. I'm going all in towards it. So,
but I think people struggle with doing that.
Correct.
I think people struggle with going all in on something because they don't they haven't built up enough evidence in themselves that they can trust themselves to do what's right, even in, you know, a not super ideal decision, like a not easy decision to make.
Yeah.
Like,
And what kind of came to mind was, I think they say the average millionaire goes bankrupt. It's like 2 or 3 times before they become a millionaire. I can't remember the exact stat.
don't put that on me.
Yeah, right. But to everybody else, like when they're bankrupt, it looks like a failure, and it probably feels like a failure.
Right.
But if they didn't do that, their likelihood of becoming a millionaire goes down by that much, right? So it kind of propelled them forward because they took the risk. They probably built trust in taking a risk, and they lost it all. But then they trusted themselves again to do it again, and so on and so forth. And so you're still building the confidence. And again, yeah, was it a failure? I mean, from the outside, yes, but no, because that's what led you to
Right.
whatever next step led you to become a millionaire.
I think that way often within my own business. I'm going, if this were to all crumble, all of my clients fired me, I had, for whatever reason, no money. Like, I mean, I've got money saved, so it's like if they all left me at once, I'd still be okay. But like, say it just all crumbled and fell apart, I'm like, would you do it again? And hell yeah, I'd do it again.
Yeah.
Like, hell yeah, I just like, then I like start to analyze, okay, then what would you do different? And can we do that now? Or are you already doing things differently now that are, you know, makes you have more support within your business, like your operations, your systems, like how are those actually better now and more supportive of where you want to go? And like, but I think about that all the time. I'm like, well, if this were all to fail and fall and crumble, would you do it again? I'm like, yeah,
probably.
I'd know
do
what
better.
to do. Yeah, I'd know what to do different.
Exactly.
Like, I'd know what to do better. And I think if you can think it like, I just sometimes like, dude, it is, let's say, you know, for example, you have this business idea and you have this dream of yours and it sounds outrageous. Like when you say it out loud, good. Like that is where
Okay,
like
Jocko
that's
Willink.
the fun. Yeah, like that's the fun. If it sounds crazy and it sounds like, and because that's kind of the beauty of life that we're living in right now, especially like entrepreneurship and stuff. Like it's happening all over the place. So like, why not jump in with the rest of us? It's crazy and it's not always very fun and it is very hard, but like we're at a system, or I guess at a place now in the world where it's like less like, oh, it's just meant for like a 10% people, you know, it's
like
more accessible.
Whatever the entry fee is way less.
It's way less. It's more accessible to everyone to kind of go off and do their, whether you want to call it a side hustle, and eventually build it to like your main job, which is what I did. You know, like I just think that you just kind of, we've talked about this before, of us having that like, well, I'll figure it out mentality. I know that if I don't do this, I'm going to regret. Sometimes that is like the only decision you need to make is like, am I going to live with the regret of not trying? Or am I going to live with the regret of just like, you know, or doing it and failing? You know, like I would rather live with the regret of live with like doing it and failing than just constantly wondering if how would that have gone? Like I think about my YouTube channel all the time. Like I've not made that, and I'm like, dude, you've been doing this, thinking about this for like over a year.
Yeah.
Like do it already,
do it.
you know? And
That's with the podcast.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's even like from a fitness perspective, I feel like people, female specifically, chew on the idea of hiring a coach, or do I want to do this? Do I want to do bodybuilding? Do I want to do CrossFit? Do I want to do this competition? Do I just want to start working out again? And I'm gonna buy all the cute outfits, and I'm gonna plan, and I'm gonna do all this stuff, and and I'm always in my head, I'm like, okay, but what's the downside? You do it and you fail. You're not worse off than you were when you started. Right. That's for sure.
Yeah.
You do it and you succeed.
Yeah.
That's what you wanted to begin with. So there's a lot of like a lot of the whole fourth step of act, like there's not a lot of negative in that.
Yeah.
Are there nuances of yes, you could really make a poor decision?
Yeah.
1,000%.
We're not saying
but
like empty all of your 401k to, you know, buy. Well, I say this. There's this guy on TikTok who emptied his 401k and like emptied everything. He was working at Discount Tire and was like, I'm sick of this being my life. I want to sail from, I think he sailed from Oregon to Hawaii by himself, had never, I mean, he sailed like a little bit, like spent a year kind of understanding it and all that, and then did it and made it to Hawaii. And like everyone was just like, dude, congrats on getting out of the freaking matrix, man. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
the
like
rat
congrats
race.
on just doing something you wanted to do with your life. And like, who cares if you emptied your 401k? Like, because he documented on TikTok, he got paid. You know, I don't know like the relevant, like how much or whatever, but like enough for him to go buy a new boat because he has like other dreams of sailing to other, like
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what he wants to do. And I'm like, I think he was so, you think of that, like he hated his life at Discount Tire. He hated like,
He might be broke, at least he's happy.
yeah, like shit, man.
Yeah.
Like if you know, like, so yeah, we're not saying like, oh, it might not be the best decision. Well, I don't know. Empty your 401k and go buy a boat. You
Yeah,
never
yeah,
know.
yeah.
Like, I mean, you never really know. But I think that people get so afraid, and this was like, I have 2 points. Like one, I was listening to this girl, and I will have her on the podcast at some point because she is she's really, she thinks like we do. She's 22 years old. And
I didn't think like we do it.
no, I didn't either. But she said that it's hard now, but it won't be hard forever. There is absolutely no way that something can just be hard forever. Like something has to change. Like something has to change. I think Tom Hanks said it on like a round table or whatever. He tells himself often that like this too shall pass, whether you're in a good moment, it's gonna take a downfall.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna be in like a not super great situation, and life's gonna life will inevitably happen to all of us. If you're in a bad position, you're at a bad time in your life, this too shall pass. It will eventually go back up, right? Like the life is just continuously happening
For us.
not to us. But she was like, hard. It's not gonna be hard forever. So when you make a decision, and like maybe it is going to be hard, maybe it is learning to count macros, maybe it is going to the gym, maybe it is hiring a personal trainer, like yeah, it's going to be hard because it's going to force you outside of your comfort zone to grow, to be in a position that you're not in currently. But like just goes back to, well, choose your hard. You're choosing the hard right now by being uncomfortable and being overweight and being unhappy and being like not confident and not loving your body, not wanting to, you know, like sleep with your husband. Like there are things that are going on that are so deeply rooted that you're unhappy. Choose the other one for a little bit and just see how it feels, man.
Yeah.
It could be the best thing that's ever happened to you. Like, yeah.
And I think you brought it up earlier, but I wanted to go back and talking discernment when you're making a decision. And I think first thing is that discernment is not indecision. Right. So working through like discerning, is this right for me, my family? Like there are other, again, factors that go into decisions that you make.
Yeah.
Maybe you do have a family and there's a lot of risk in starting the business and quitting your job. We're not saying that stop being so afraid and just quit and do it. Go all in. Like there are things that you have to discern, and
Correct.
And so discernment isn't indecision. However, I feel like, and especially as one, women, and two, Christian women, hide behind discernment as an excuse to not make a decision. And there's obviously a lot of wisdom in looking through all the different options and pros, cons, weighing out what do you need to do and all of that kind of stuff. But at some point it does become, all you're doing is confusing yourself and giving yourself an out to not make a decision under the disguise of, well, I'm just trying to discern. And so I kind of wanted to talk about like what that looks like.
Yeah.
And the thing that comes to my mind a lot is when, and I know we both do this a lot, when you're kind of chewing on the idea of like what you want to do, you start to seek out what other people think. And there's a lot of value in that. That's why having good friends is so important, right?
Yeah.
But there comes a point where it's like, there's no more people you need to ask.
Yeah.
Your friend doesn't need to tell you
I have to call my
any
Uncle Bob and
more.
I have to ask.
Yes. And again, like it does help, and praying and talk to your family and doing this and all of those things help you discern. But at some point there has to come a point where you've done all the discerning you can do, and what's next. And
I call it the 3 people rule. like in my brain, I know that there are way more than 3 people who would give me wise counsel that would be super supportive in any decision I'm trying to make and like help me weigh the pros and cons. But there's always, whenever it comes to like any situation, 3 people that I allow myself to talk to 3 people about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost always going to be my dad at the end of the day. Like, he is the most wise person I know. He is a direct reflection of me. So he thinks the way that I do. We can sit there and I call him my like COO or CEO of my business, because I'm just like, he's like the, or not CEO, he's like the head.
The chief advising officer.
Chief advising officer. Yeah. Like,
CA,
yeah, he's, and he
whatever.
very, because I mean, they paid for college. And like, so I mean, like, he kind of is.
Yeah,
But,
right.
so I talk to him. And then I talk to either you, or I talk to Allie, or I talk to Victoria, or I talk to Lauren. Like, there's just, and it also just depends on the situation itself. Like,
everybody has different things that they bring.
yeah, like, I'm like, okay, she's either been through this, or I know that she can help me kind of see a different point here, like people's strengths and weaknesses in our friendships. But like, do I have a laundry list of people that would give me good counsel? Yes. But like, I don't have to go through everyone in my close friend group to get a decision that I know I need to make. Like, I will ask, typically I don't even need to get to 3 people, but like, that's kind of the mental, like,
well, it's also more like verbal processing of
yeah.
You just need to speak it.
Yeah.
You kind of already know the answer you want,
yeah,
or the decision you want to make. And sometimes, you need a little confidence or a little reassurance or a little, that kind of thing. And sometimes you just have to hear what is going through your mind, and it just helps you verbally process.
Yes. Yeah.
But at the end of your 3 people,
I absolutely make a decision.
Yeah.
Then if I like want to tell other people about it, like, say you weren't in the 3, like, I'm going to talk to you about it.
Correct.
But
yeah.
like, by that point,
your decision's made.
I've already made the decision.
Yeah.
I've already, like, this is the direction I'm going. Are you on board or not?
Yeah.
Like, but that, and then also I feel like people are really afraid of, well, I don't want to disappoint God, or I don't want to disappoint other people, and I don't want to, like, whatever decision that you're trying to make. I think a lot of, like, when it comes to discernment is where people are like, well, how do I grow my discernment? Like, one, be in the Word. Like, if there's ever a decision that I needed to make, and like, neither were a sin, like neither option were a sin, like, I'm not going to be doing bad by God or even the people around me with either decision, like, well, then I know that I will directly hear from him when I need to. Like, I'll pray, hey God, give me the discernment over this decision, give me wisdom so that I would make a decision that glorifies you ultimately, like, especially down the road. But if there's no, like, sin in either one, and there's nothing that's gonna, that's like where the free will comes, and he's like, God just wants sometimes us to make a decision, and he will make that decision right.
Yeah,
like, he will orchestrate. It's not
making 20 decisions. It's make the next decision.
Yeah,
and then the next decision, and then the next decision. I think that's a part of where the analysis by paralysis, or the sitting in discernment comes from, is you're trying to make 47 decisions.
Right.
Just make one.
Yeah.
And start doing that, and then make the next one. That's the whole point of the OODA loop, so that you can constantly keep doing it as you move forward, as you continue to act. And like, I don't know if it's a Marine Corps thing or where I got it from, but I heard the over planning or over analyzing stunts momentum or stops momentum. And like, momentum is what keeps you going, right?
Yeah.
And so when you're stuck in this, I don't know what to do next, you're stunting all of that momentum that you just built. So maybe it's like elevating your business or doing the next fitness thing. Well, when you're stuck in this analysis by paralysis, I got to get everybody's opinion, I can't make a decision, this and that. You're not moving forward, which inevitably means you're moving backwards. Right. Like, you're not just stood still. Yeah. You're not in a standstill. Yeah. That's like not how life works. And so,
I picture it too, like, or you're waiting around in the pool, or like, in water, like, you're waiting, like, you can't wade forever. Like, you can't sit there and kind of doggy paddle, and just like, you got to either quit swimming forward, or like, or go back to shore and reassess and replan or whatever. Like, but yeah, you're going to eventually lose steam. Like, you can't wade forever.
Right.
And dude, that's such a great perspective and great outlook on it. Like, because if I were to tell a client, you know, like, we gotta, especially in the onboarding process, when people are like, well, you know, and I get that financial things come up. That's fine. I'm gonna remove the financial part
Yeah,
out
yeah,
of it.
yeah.
But they're really indecisive on whether they like. But you've been kind of doing the same thing for a long time, and just maybe calling it a different name. Like,
Mm-hmm.
well, you know, this came up, and like, I just don't think I'll have the time. And then, oh well, this is gonna happen too. We're gonna go on vacation, and then
Yeah.
I'm like, life is constantly happening. Like, you need to make a decision for your health now before
Mm-hmm.
you're forced to make a decision later,
Yeah.
because you're being forced to make a decision because you're unhealthy. And like, I it's so right. Like, they're either like they're waiting or they're going backwards.
Exactly.
Like, if they don't make a decision for their health now.
Yeah. You
Anyway,
have to
yeah.
keep the momentum going. And I think that's like the whole point of learning to speed up that process of decision making so that you're not stuck in this like, I'm
Yeah.
losing all this momentum.
Mm-hmm.
I see the problem, I see the opportunity, I make a decision, I act and continue and continue and continue, and you just keep doing that over and
That's
over.
so impactful for me right now in my business, because I had a lot of momentum, and I felt like July. It's like, we can sit here and be like, well, summer's a slow month for businesses, blah blah. Like, we can say, but like, I don't buy into that
No.
stuff. Like, I think it is what you make it, and like, how you position and nurture your clients, and position like, or future clients, like how you're kind of positioning yourself for when people are ready to buy, they are ready, and they're like, okay, I'm back from vacation, like, let's do it. But I sometimes think that, me personally, I put so much unnecessary pressure on myself that I had to, like, yes, I had momentum, and I didn't want that momentum to end necessarily. And I don't feel like it did. I still feel like I'm doing a good job nurturing. But like, I sometimes do think that, like, it is okay to sit and reassess. Like, you're just, or not reassess, but like, sit and look at, okay, I did make a good decision. I am doing
Yeah, yeah,
things
yeah.
right. I am like, okay, let me just sit with this for a moment. Cool. And then, you know, I know in August, like, I also knew that this is a really difficult time for me to not have a business, but to choose to go into
Yeah.
prep. But I mean, like, there are people who are moms and work at night shifts who are also in prep, and like, it's all hard. Like, I probably have the most cush job for this right now.
Right.
Like, I can choose my own schedule. I can, you know, talk to people while I'm doing cardio. Like, I have
Yeah.
the most cush job for this. But I do have to be really strategic with like my brain power, because I didn't have any yesterday.
Yeah, right.
Crashed out 2 times at
Uh-huh.
least. Like, but I think when you are, I want to talk about like decision fatigue.
Yeah.
Like, when you are constantly making decisions, especially from someone who is an entrepreneur, is a business owner, like, I don't have very many people working for me, with me. Even then, like, I'd have to make so many decisions in front of them. I think it's good to take that pressure off of yourself and fill it with trust.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know that I'm going to show up for my future clients. Like, I know that I'm nurturing on my channels. I know that I'm talking to people in the DMs and just supporting them in any way I can. Not every time I DM someone, I'm like, buy from me. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I don't want that. I want people who are in my community to feel supported, whether they're working with me or not.
Right.
Like, I think a lot of the times when you have so much decision fatigue, it's okay to not just put so much pressure on yourself to, like, I constantly have to like make all these decisions. Like, you've built up enough trust in yourself. Let it be that. Like,
Yeah.
let it be trust in yourself that you're going to make the next, that quick decision is going to be a good decision.
Well, and I think discipline leads to, one, discernment, and two, better decision making.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you're disciplined, one, you're making less decisions.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if I'm disciplined in how my morning is supposed to go and what I'm eating and
Facts.
what I'm doing for my business, those aren't decisions I have to make. They're just things I do during the day.
Correct.
They were already made. So I'm not waking up and the first thing I was like, what am I going to eat?
Yeah.
That's a decision you have to make. Okay, am I going to go to the gym now or am I going to go to the gym later? That's another decision. So when you have like built-in disciplines, you're preventing a lot of decisions that you're already,
Yeah.
you know, lead to fatigue that you would have already had to have made. But then also, the more disciplined you are, the easier it is to make decisions because of who you are. So, for example, right, if I am really trying to discern what God wants for me, but I haven't been in the Word for a year, it's going to be really hard because I don't know. Like, I'm a little distant from that.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're disciplined
and you'll hear
in
a lot
that,
more from the world and
yeah,
what they want you to do versus what.
exactly. And so it's way easier to make a decision because I already know what he says about me, what he says about money, what he says about this, all of these things,
Facts,
right?
man.
But it's the same thing with fitness. Like, I'm disciplined in my fitness. It's a lot easier to make a decision. Is doing a prep right now going to be good for me, or is this not? I know myself because of the discipline that I've built up.
Yeah.
If you have not been doing anything and you're trying to make the decision of should I do prep, well, now you're weighing all these options of, will I be able to stick to a plan? Will I be able to meet these protocols? Well, if you were doing it previously, you're already meeting all those things. You're adding in a little extra difficulty or something like that. So it makes all the discipline that you have makes your decision so much easier. And I think I see that in my life all the time, like the areas that I'm not disciplined in.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, like shopping. Your girl likes to shop, right?
Right.
So like it's such a minute example, but it's a lot harder for me. Like, I'll sit there and be like, oh, should I buy it? Should I not buy it? Should I buy it? Should I? Because I'm not being disciplined in like my spending at the time.
Right, yeah.
So it's harder. Whereas like if I'm disciplined and I know how much money I have allocated for this, and that it's a very easy decision. Is there money allotted for this?
Yeah.
Yes. Cool.
Bye. Bye. Yeah.
Right. And so like all of those things that we're taught, which I think is why the Marine Corps does such a good job of decision making, is because they're so disciplined in all these X, Y, and Z things, that then making the hard decision becomes very easy. You already know the answer for the most part.
No, that's such a great point. Bravo. Because that is like, I don't think I think about that often. Obviously, I preach a lot of having non-negotiables to my clients because you want your non-negotiables or your quote unquote disciplines to take you one tick a little bit closer to achieving your goals.
Right.
Like, you want them to be making headway towards your goals. You don't want to just be like, okay, I don't know, I could just think of an arbitrary goal, but like, they need to actually be making you progress. And for me, like, those are non-negotiables, but that's also, I know if I do those things, then I'm not going to be second guessing, am I making progress in my business?
Yeah.
Am I making progress in my, like, well, I'm doing all of these things that is going to
lead to progress.
So yes, I am. And I can like kind of eliminate like those, not decisions, but like even just like kind of second guessing, like, well, is this headed in the right direction? Like, I think that's such a great point. And that honestly really resonated with me because that was my decision to go into this prep.
Yeah.
I didn't know if I wanted to do a second show. I didn't know if I wanted to do a second show until like,
you decided to do a second show.
Yeah. Like, I like 4 months ago, like, it wasn't even like, I think I did a 16-week prep and I'm on like week 5.5 tomorrow, you know? So like, I still, like, even 3 weeks ago was like, why am I doing this? You know, and like, you don't have to, like, when you make a decision, like, I'm fully in it, like, I'm fully in the prep, but I still kind of, not even really second guess, but I still kind of be like, is this what you should be doing right now? Like, and I go, yeah, like, it's okay. Like, even if you do act and you are fully into something, you go, and to kind of look around and reassess. No, it is. It's still right. Like, it's still okay. I'm still confirmed in it. Like, I think that was a big one for me too. Like, when you do make a decision, it's like, well, am I going back to like discernment and God? But, you know, we all want God to like confirm things. Like, we all want him to be like, yes. And we're like, oh, okay, knew it. Right. I'll do it. Rarely ever does he just kind of give your the stamp of approval immediately. It's like over the course. It's over the course of the actual decision that you made that you're like, oh, I feel really confirmed in this. Because you are in the Word and you are praying about it. And like, there are little things that come up, like, you know, even doing this podcast, I remember that girl, Olympia, came up to me at coffee and she was like, hey, I just listened to y'all's podcast. Like, I think we were on like episode like 5 or 6 or something. And I was contemplating leaving Compete every day because I just had so much on my plate. And this girl comes up to me and she was just like, hey, I just like genuinely love y'all's podcast. Like what you're doing is super great. I've been following you for a long time. It's been really cool to see how you've gone from working for Dale and having your own business now, blah, blah, blah. And I just remember looking at Rachel and being like, there's my confirmation. Like God will confirm it along the way. Like, but I feel like in this prep, I still haven't really fully like received confirmation until like yesterday. I had a crash out yesterday and it was like really nice. Trent was just like, hey, because I was still just like, what am I doing? I talked to Jess and I was like, last prep, it felt like I was doing this because I needed a factory reset. I needed to just like strip myself away from like everything that I was doing wrong because I was making some really awful decisions for my life. And like, I needed to prove to myself that I could do something hard, stick to protocols. Like, I couldn't just like go run a marathon, half-ass train for it. Like I needed something that was just like, no, I need this to make me very uncomfortable. Like I need to go through a very uncomfortable season in all aspects. This time I'm like, I don't
just doing it for me.
I think I'm just doing it. And he like, Trent was like, because you can.
Yeah.
Because you can, because not a lot of people can do this and see it to the end.
Yeah.
And you need to be able to show your clients that they can do things, really, really difficult, hard things, and be proud of themselves. But even that wasn't like sitting with me enough. Like even that really wasn't sitting with me. And like, and no, I told Jess, I was like, not everything has to have purpose. I get that. Like not everything has to have like this big, huge, like
deep purpose
behind it. Like you can just do something because you want to do it. And like, and it doesn't even have to make you happy. Like, just do something to do. Like you and I always say, like we like to do one hard thing a year because that keeps us like growing. It keeps us propelling forward. You decided to do 2 things hard in 1 year.
Well,
have a baby and go to school.
I decided one of those things.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And I was like, man, even that's like kind of not giving me the purpose I need to kind of keep going, I guess. Like, I'm going to keep going.
Yeah.
But then Trent was like, well, do it for the like younger versions of Caitlin who were not confident and hated their bodies and didn't have the discipline she has now. And like I just like almost started to cry because I could see all these different versions of myself.
Cry?
I know. Happens sometimes. Happens a lot more often these days. But like I just started to like tear up because like there are versions of me that would like go on to Pinterest and view and like pin skinny girls and like runner looking girls and like just had no confidence in herself whatsoever. And now I look at myself and I'm like, I need to breathe. I need to like be brought down a couple notches actually. Like I have way too much confidence in myself. Like I do it for those versions of me. Like I'm genuinely doing this for me. And I think that that's uncomfortable because I don't think I really ever just do anything. We're all selfish, but I just don't think I do everything like just for me. It's always like, well, I can help more people with this, or I can do my like that's kind of just for you, dog.
You
like,
can just do it.
Anyway, but that was like your decision doesn't have to. All that like long story was like, I just chose. I didn't know if it was right or wrong because there's really I could have not just done a prep. Like that's fine. I don't have to do prep.
And
like,
nobody would know.
No one would know. It doesn't matter. Like, but I chose to do it, and I didn't know if it was right or wrong. I just chose, and I went in, and then it became purposeful, and then I found like I'm 5 weeks out, and I'm like, oh, now I see the purpose in it. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, you don't. I don't know. It doesn't have to be this big ordeal.
Yeah, like
life
no, I get
changing thing all the time is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, and I mean you brought up a good point about like confirmation comes from action essentially is what you were saying. And it was like kind of the same thing with deciding to go back to school. Because I don't have to. Like I really don't have to. I can go get a job or not. If I want, you know, like,
and honestly, be happy and probably be super happy.
I'd be completely fine.
Yeah.
But there was again similar things of like I decided to do this, and you know, I think I brought it up on the podcast a few times. Like I dabble in learning about real estate and stuff like that too. Yeah. And I was talking to a guy about big investments in real estate and this and that, and he said something along the lines of, you know, if you made it really big and did really well in real estate, like, would you still go to medical school? And it didn't even take me. I was like, yeah, I would. And so it was like, again, like kind of confirmation of, no, this is actually what I want to do. And then my mom asked me the other day of like, well, if it takes you an extra semester because of X, Y, and Z, like, do you still want to do it? Like, yeah, I do. And so it's just like further, like the more you go through it and you keep doing it and you're on the right path, like it gets confirmed over and over and over again. And you know what? Maybe eventually it won't. And eventually I'll be like, I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, but
Same thing with
that's where
competing
the
and stopping.
ability to change your mind comes in.
Exactly.
Like, you learn more information and or bigger things in life happen. And, like, when we're just stuck in analysis by paralysis, we will never know our purpose, and we will never know, like, the direction of our lives, because we're just going to sit here and that's going to be enough. Like, that's not going to be enough.
No.
So, like, make a decision and get it confirmed. And even then, if God calls you a different direction, you still had to go down that way to find this out. That's the essence of life. Like, you have to keep living it to kind of find your purpose and find, like, what is going to be unveiled for you. Anyway.
Yeah.
But that's it. Had you not, made the decision, you could have done real estate. Like, you could obviously still do real estate whenever you want. But, like, I think that just confirming until God no longer confirms it or sets something else, like, oh, this is why I had to go down this path, so that I could do this. Like, I thought it was going to look like that, but now I know that it's going to look like this. Like, exactly. I'm very open-minded to what I think my business will become eventually. Like, I don't know that I'll always be personal training. I love it, so I don't really see me stopping anytime soon. But I could definitely see God being like, hey, I gave you this mission on your heart for like 10 years, but now I need us to take it this way.
Yeah, exactly.
And it have some relevance to it. But I wouldn't have been able to go down that path had I not made these decisions.
Exactly. And you wouldn't be prepared to make those decisions. Yeah. So I think the kind of the main takeaways is that, like, one, a decision is better than no decision, right or wrong.
Yeah.
Start making them more often, faster, so on and so forth. And then your decision will become the right decision more often than the wrong decision.
Yeah.
And then once you make a decision, you can change your mind.
Yes.
So take the pressure off yourself.
Yeah. And just learn to trust God and trust in the people around you to support you. If you don't have a great support system, like, that should be a good decision for you to make.
Right.
Like,
go ahead and make that one right now.
Go ahead and make that one right now.
I'll make it for you.
And find those people that you can trust. Even if it's just one person, man, you're still rich. You're still really lucky to have someone. So that's today's podcast. Do you have anything to close out on?
No, I think that's it.
Cool. Like, subscribe, share with your mom. Bye.
See you later.